Welcome to the Filthy Wall, where truth doesn't hide behind publicists and PR spin, and where your favorite celebs get dragged through the mud, or scrubbed squeaky clean, depending on who's got the mic. Let's talk about the court of law versus the court of TikTok. The moment someone gets famous, their life stops being their own and becomes a weapon. Not a story, not a narrative, a damn weapon. Who pulls the trigger? The media. Who loads the bullets? The fans. And who's left bleeding? The truth.
So we're following the latest here on Live Now from Fox, and we're also learning more information about new evidence being brought forward in this case involving Tory Lanez. So we watched it here on Wednesday as the legal team sought justice in the case of Tory Lanez. They presented new evidence that suggests he never fired the weapon the night Megan Thee Stallion was shot in the Hollywood Hills. Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence for the shooting. The legal team alleges she lied about what happened the night she was lost. So let's take you right now out to some of these details here on Live Now from Fox from Los Angeles earlier on today about this new evidence being presented. We'll see if it has any legs in the courts. Let's listen into this here on Live Now.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun. Never fired the gun.
We've seen it 1,000 times. A celebrity is accused. Boom. Mugshots everywhere. Clips from a live stream get cut, pasted, remixed, and next thing you know, it's cancel Christmas for somebody's whole career. Now don't get it twisted. There are monsters in this industry. Predators, manipulators, real abusers. But the second we stopped caring about due process and started handing out life sentences on Instagram stories, we lost the plot.
Anyway, they were in the visiting room. And, they saying that the Mexican's wife, I don't know who would marry him, but somebody did. Like I said, there's a motherfucker for everybody on earth. I don't give a You see the ugliest bitch in town. There's 2 motherfuckers fighting over her right now. Trust and believe that. Anyway, so his wife came to visit, and I guess she was hollering at Tory Lanez, and then Mexican, hey, that's my wife, stop talking to him, and Tory said something to this effect. If I wanted your bitch, I'd take her. 14 stabs later. So, all this Meg Thee Stallion shot in the foot. There's video footage of her not getting shot in the foot. There's the video footage of a glass breaking with the car door open, and she stepped out and the mother stabbed her right through the foot. So that's bullshit. So I think Tory Lanez needs to be let out, because if he's in there for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot, then that's evidence. And that's a mistrial. We need a retrial or something. Anyway, but I'm glad Tory Lanez pulled through that. And I'm wishing him and his family the best.
It's not about justice anymore. It's about clicks. Controversy equals currency. And pain, real or fake, gets monetized. You got one artist crying on live, and another locked in a cell before a jury's even seated. But do people care about the evidence? Nah, they care about who's trending, who's louder, who cried harder, who posted first.
The Tory Lanez recovers in a hospital after a prison stabbing attack. His father and supporters gathered today to demand his release.
Former rapper was convicted of shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Fox 7's Christy Fajardo tells us about the claim of new evidence.
Bringing it to light now was made necessary by the events of this week.
Just days after rapper Tory Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson, was attacked in prison, his attorneys are calling on Governor Newsom to pardon or commute his sentence, insisting they have new evidence Lanez didn't shoot superstar Megan Thee Stallion, but it was instead her former best friend, Kelsey Harris. And they say Harris's one-time bodyguard, Bradley James, was spurred by conscience to come forward.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Walter Roberts says the statement aligns with another witness who saw 2 women fighting. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence after being convicted of shooting Stallion in the Hollywood Hills back in 2020. The singer testified against Lanez and in an op-ed wrote, quote, "Even as a victim, I have been met with skepticism and judgment. We didn't hear back from Stallion's attorney and couldn't reach Harris for comment." Lanez's lawyers say they've had the new evidence for months and were waiting on the appeals court to rule, but went public after he was stabbed in prison.
He was stabbed 14 times.
The rapper's father, Sunstar Peterson, says his son is recovering remarkably well, but recounted the story Lanez told him.
Meanwhile, behind bars, maybe someone innocent, stabbed, jumped, forgotten, while the rest of us scroll past like we never screamed for their head. Out of sight, out of story. So what's real? What's performance? Hell, at this point, who even knows? But one thing's for sure, when you're famous, the justice system isn't about justice, it's about optics, public perception, and who controls the narrative first.
And this was the said. He shot 6 times. If he was the one that shot this gun 6 times, there's no way DNA would not be on this gun. That's what the said. That's science. The other get up there and say, hey, listen, if I testify, will y'all give me immunity? Well, immunity is for a that can be charged with something.
Yep.
But when you don't know law and you just looking at it from where most are looking at it, you think Tory Lanez shot you, Megan. Nah, homie, it's a reason why she asked for immunity. And it's the reason why his DNA ain't on the gun.
This is the filthy wall. We don't play judge, jury, or executioner. We just call out the circus when we see it. So the next time you hit that retweet, double check what you're really sharing. Is it truth, or just another round in a war of public opinion? Until next time, stay filthy.